Hello there, good people, and welcome to It's a Shaw Thing. I'm your host, Rob Shaw, and we are talking college football today, my friends. I guess the status quo would be pretty boring, so we're going to go against the grain. We're talking some upsets coming up for this exciting weekend, and I got three of them to hand out for you. The first one is East Carolina playing against North Carolina State. Now, East Carolina does come in 15th ranked, but they barely survived against Tulane. And then the news gets worse. I got two things for you. Number one, senior linebacker Quentin Cotton is out for the season. He won't be in this one. East Carolina is a very talented team, but they're not a team known for their depth, so that would be a challenge in itself. Number two, they're playing against North Carolina State at North Carolina State, so that's going to be pretty difficult to play against an ACC team on the road. An ACC team that has struggled so far nonetheless. The fact is that North Carolina State barely survived against College of William and Mary. They only won by 10 points, but Tom O'Brien will rally the troops. This is a must-win game. I guess they all are for this team, and I think they're going to have something to prove to a 15th ranked team that is very much vulnerable. Expect an upset in that one. All right, next up, another team, very similar situation. Oregon comes in against Boise State. And even though they are playing at home, I think that they have to be considered a team to watch out for an upset because of the fact that injuries occurred to them yet again. This time it's their quarterback Justin Roper who's out for the season. And no, they're not now going to go to a second-string quarterback. They're going to go to a third- and fourth-string quarterback. Don't forget that Nate Costa was the starting quarterback coming into the season. He got injured before the year even began, out for the season. So this is now a team that's going to be relying on Jeremiah Masali as well as Chris Harper, who is an unproven freshman. There's not much depth at the quarterback spot, especially when you go 3 and 4 deep. So watch out. Oregon's going to be very vulnerable. Plus, they're playing against a Boise State team that knows how to put up some points. They've scored 69 points so far this year in just 2 games. They're a perfect 2-0. They have a very nice balanced attack going on. In fact, they have a freshman quarterback who's been very good so far. His name is Kellen Moore. And then also Ian Johnson has been leading the attack on the ground. Boise State knows how to put up points. They always do. Watch out for an upset in that one, my friends. And finally, a game perhaps I'm the most excited about so far, and that's Wake Forest going against Florida State University. What an ACC matchup it is. Maybe not smash mouth SEC action, but this will be fun to watch. Wake Forest has earned the edge in recent years. They are 18th ranked. Florida State at 24 is finally back in the rankings after a couple of dismal years, to say the least. But there's a lot of excitement right now at Doak Campbell Stadium, which, by the way, is where this game will be played. The reason being, well, you expected that coming into this year, their quarterbacks would be 2 seniors between Xavier Lee and Drew Weatherford, except Xavier Lee declared for the NFL draft and didn't get drafted. Drew Weatherford then, in a very surprising move by offensive coordinator and head coach in waiting Jimbo Fisher, decided to bench him and say he's going with a couple of sophomores. Christian Ponder's been getting the starts. He's been sensational. And then the second quarterback on that list is Devontre Richardson. He also has been very good. That's a guy who's best known for his legs. Also played some baseball for the FSU baseball team 2 years ago. So watch out for those two guys. And then the third is Drew Weatherford. Whether he'll see any action, we don't know. And then a little more intrigue in this one. It'll be the first game back for last year's offensive MVP, Preston Parker, as a fantastic wide receiver. He could also be used as a running back, kind of in the same way as Percy Harvin of the Florida Gators. This guy's very, very good. He was arrested during the offseason, which explains why he had a 2-game suspension, but he's back now, and he's got something to prove. Everything looks aligned for Florida State to really have a nice season, which will be good for Bobby Bowden. I'll tell you, he could use one, especially with all the rumors that this might be the last one. Well, my friends, that's your college football report. A lot of excitement coming up this weekend, and those are 3 upsets I expect to see. If you want to see all the details throughout the weekend, especially when it comes to game time, you can trust us right here at opensports.com for a live scoreboard. Well, tomorrow I'm talking fantasy football. Come and join me right here again at opensports.com. Have a great day.
So you think you can tackle a pro? There's only one way to find out. Click on fantasy at opensports.com.